Hello, how's it going? Ooh, let me turn off the fan. Probably a bit noisy. So tonight I am actually drawing or redrawing a character that I drew back in 2019, October 23rd. And the story behind this is I hadn't illustrated in years, and my friend wanted to do like an art challenge thing, so we sort of made up our own prompts, and yeah, this was the very first one, and it really I was really surprised at how well I'd kept up with just my abilities, even though I hadn't really done any drawing in years. I was just pleasantly surprised that I could still do stuff, and then I sort of went on from there. So tonight I'm going to draw him. He's a horny-tailed bear, which I just made up. But I've got this other bear that I've drawn a couple of times, and I want to make the horny-tailed bear a little bit more like this guy. I've sort of got these ideas of proportion and stuff. But I also took a photo of myself to get a more interesting pose, because obviously the actually hang on, the original, where's it gone? The original here, it's just kind of a boring pose. He's just front on. He's a little bit cute, but he's not really, there's no sort of dynamism to it. So I wanted to do something with a bit more perspective and a bit more interesting. So I took a photo of myself as a reference, looking very seductive, I might add. Yeah, and I'm going to use that as my sort of pose inspiration, and I'm going to draw over the top of it first, just to get the shapes and things. But I want to sort of pull it back to this guy's sort of shapes, which is just a big circle belly. But this will be a good starting point. So I'm gonna do that. Also, this guy's arms are very I guess he's sort of got elbows, but they're sort of, you know, floppy, I guess. I'm just drawing a big circle where I think his belly sort of will sit. I'll probably change that later. And his arm will probably be... Actually, I might draw it in just where I've got my reference, maybe a bit thicker. And then I can move that later. Also, his legs are really short, so I might actually just make them. I wanted him to have big sort of Snorlax feet. So I've sort of got his shoulders going there. I'll just hide my picture and just see how that feels. It looks really bizarre. My bear's kind of got you know what, I'm going to get rid of that hand for now. He's sort of like an upside down teardrop shape. It's sort of facing down. I might make his do that too. So this is where his snout is connecting with his face, but it's going to sort of come out down this way. I know this probably, if you can't see it, it's probably looking very messy, but hopefully it'll become clear after a while, because I think it's all in my head at the moment. Do my snout might be a bit big at the end. About his feet actually. them. Might actually make his belly bigger too. Who doesn't like a big belly? She sounded like a chubby chasing Bob Ross. We'll just put a happy little belly there. He's got little mitten hands. And I can't forget the original artwork that I'm going from. With his horn. Might also help to have a bit of perspective in there. I think I just want him to have little stumpy legs. I need his tail to get in there somehow as well, actually. Claws. I like the idea of his feet pointing in like he's sort of cutesy. Sound feels a little bit human, doesn't it? Something too. Put a pillar under there somehow. Now his tail. It's actually cute. I wasn't expecting that to work so quickly, but it did work. It's also giving him a love heart nose. Maybe I'll make him smiling as well. So like mouth open, smiling. Okay, that's cute. Oh, now what colour should he be? Gotta do pink. I think I gotta do pink. Magenta, I should say. I can just delete this photo of me and just go with the flow. Might just make him a little bit smaller in the frame there. Might be cute to have something in his hand at some stage as well, but I don't know what yet. Alright, so I reckon a magenta. I'll desaturate a little bit because I tend to go too hard with the saturation at the best of times. Okay. It's actually nice to work on something that's not human, because I don't have to be so worried about skin tones and stuff. or like skin looking too furry or something, you know, because of brush strokes. So I'm just kind of blocking in the shading so I can get some idea of the form and stuff. There's always a part where it looks the worst, I reckon. You're like, yeah, I'm going to add colour to it, and then suddenly you're like, oh, this doesn't look good. But it's important to keep pushing through. Because it will look better. I think his horn should be a different colour, but I'll come to that later. So, what was I talking about? His snout should be a different colour too, actually. I might make all that sort of pinky for now. So, yeah, I hadn't done any illustration stuff for years. But I'd done a lot of work. Like I worked in doing animation and some 3D stuff and design kind of stuff. And even actually art. Like I was doing sort of abstract art stuff, but I hadn't been doing any illustration whatsoever. And so when I started this challenge with my friend and I created this horny-tailed bear, the prompt was a mythical creature, so I don't know why, I started drawing a bear and then I decided he needed to be more mythical, so I put a horn on him and then gave him a tail. Anyway, I surprised myself at how well I could draw. And I attribute that to a lot of different things, actually. I think just doing other art-related stuff really helped, like especially doing 3D helped me learn about form and shape and even lighting a bit as well. But also, I suppose the design stuff helped me learn about proportions and things, I suppose, even though a lot of the design wasn't necessarily character design, it just still led across. So what it made me realize, and the wisdom that I am going to impart to you this evening, is that if you're just being creative in any way at all, you're going to be developing your skills. Like it's going to be happening. It doesn't matter if it's a particular, what's the word, medium, or style or whatever. It'll still all feed into your creative ability and your artistic ability. And yeah, I just think it's a win-win situation. If you're gonna, you should just be creative. It's never going to be a bad use of time, I guess. There's kind of this perception that if you try some new creative thing and fail at it, then you've just wasted your time. But yeah, that's just not true. I just think it's never a waste of time. So I've just created another layer on top because this is what I've started doing in my day-to-day life, where I'll do like a really basic layer of color underneath the initial sketch, and then go in on top. And I mean, the layers will look weird by themselves, but I find that I used to color in the line art, but I've found that as I keep doing things and as I keep learning, I want to be more painterly. So I like everything being the same brush, or similar brushes. And so then I'm sort of going over the top of the lines, the line art in a sense. But I feel like I need that initial, base coloring. Hi, Mum and Dad have just joined, just for anyone who wonders who I was saying hi to. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I find it good to have that initial base color underneath. I guess that's something that you can't really do with traditional, like you don't have layers like you do in digital. I suppose you could use no, I don't know how you would do it. Anyway, I'm planning to do a tutorial on different ways to use a reference image, which I'm going to include non-digital ways to do things as well. Traditional, I guess is the word. I think I might make his nose glow in the end, not just yet. I'll make it a bit straighter too, just make it a bit stylized. inspired by years of watching Care Bears, I guess. Not sure if that's right. Sometimes when something's not right, I like how it should be shaded. If you're not sure, it's great with digital. You can just paint over it and sort of see how it feels. Especially if you've got your colours laid out a bit already. Eyebrows are so interesting. They just hold so much emotion in them. Like making this his left eyebrow, or brow I should say. It's not really an eyebrow, it's just a shape, isn't it? Come in a bit more at the inside really helps add to the cheekiness. So yeah, my bit of wisdom is to not think that any creativity is good. It's not a waste of time. Even if you're doing something that seems completely unrelated, like I don't know, like I was doing art with code, like it was not like hands, it wasn't like you start drawing and things come out, it was very sort of calculated, and you got to think about logic and trial and error and all that sort of stuff. But doing that really, I still learnt things, I still learnt things that I could apply to illustration, particularly around colour, because I was dealing with colour as more of a numerical thing. I'll just switch this to canvas. So creativity is never a waste in my eyes. It might seem like it's not helping where you want to be or something, but really it is. Even if it's just helping your confidence or something, you know, like how confident you are with making something. It's just not a waste. I'm deliberately being a bit scribbly today. I just feel kind of scribbly. I feel it helps with his furriness. I think I want his snout to be a bit more browny coloured. Oh, that looks quite green, doesn't it? Funny, in comparison, it's quite green. So in that case, because it looks quite green compared to the pink, what you can do is just pull it away from the greens. So hang on, this is a colour. So it's just here. It's quite in the yellows, but it looks green because it's compared to the pink. But if you just pull it to the reds a little bit more, it won't look so green. It'll start looking browner. I might do it a bit more. So in that case, it was more that I was just pulling it away from the greens rather than pulling it towards the reds. I suppose if you were mixing colours, you just have to think about what the opposite colours are. I'm going to make it even redder. Oh no, sorry, in that case I was pulling it towards the pinks, wasn't I? Because they're at the other end. Anyway, I was pulling it away from the green. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? Ignore my mistake. So that's how I started my. That's how Stevia Illustration started, really. It's just a character challenge that went too far, and my friend who did it with me actually didn't keep it up. I think I kind of got too excited and overtook a bit too much. But yeah, that's how I got back into this, and then I was just doing it all in sketchbooks with Copic markers and stuff, and pencils and pens. And then last year, actually just as COVID hit, COVID was one of the instigators of me buying a iPad, because I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna get use out of it at least, and I certainly have. I think there was also a few other friends that I kind of tried to encourage to get into the character design challenge thing. Like, it was like a 30-day challenge, so you do a daily character every day. But I think I might have been too intimidating, which I hate. Part of me hates. No, all of me hates. Not part of me. But I guess the reality is that they're intimidating. The challenges are intimidating. I'll make the shadows a little bit more purple. Something feels good about that. Yeah, but it's just easy to burn yourself out with these art challenges, and I don't know, they're a really great way to make content. Like, if you want to make more artworks, when you're doing one a day, by the end of 30 days you've got these amazing, well, you've got 30 days worth of artworks, so you've got 30 artworks, which can easily, add to your portfolio if they're, what you want. Not sure if that should be darker around here. I think yes, it should be. So yeah, they're a great way but I think you've just got to be aware of your limitations and your capacity for doing stuff. Because if you're going to burn yourself out, and you know that you know what you like, then don't do it. I mean, with the one that I did last year, just in October, I think it was a mistake for me to also try to stream every day, and it did burn me out. It just I just didn't want to actually get onto the iPad for a while after that. But at least I was aware that was happening. So then that's why I started this sort of weekly streaming, to kind of just have something to do force myself to do it, but not be too, you know, crazy about achieving. And I think it's worked quite well. I'm just going to quickly add some backgroundness to this because this isn't doing it for me. I always go for these colors, but I'm just going to lean into it. Just as a tiny, like, it's not a rule, but if you're doing a landscape and you want it to look really deep, like as in the horizons really, there's a lot of depth, then you make it lighter as it goes down to the horizon. But if you want something to look moody, you kind of do the opposite. Like if you want it to look like a room, it's sort of the opposite. So you do it lighter at the top. I might just going to block in the couch with some colours and stuff, but I don't want to be too intense about it. Okay, maybe his horn should be yellow? What do you think? Also, I had it kind of spiraling. So I wonder if I can get that happening somehow. Sorry about that. Now, also in the original, his horn sort of is kind of sparking and dripping some sparks with it or something. I don't really know what I was thinking, but Might add that as some effects later. Thank you for blessing me. It's a surprise sneeze. As the strokes in his tail should probably go a different way to what I was doing. I feel like his hand should be moved. Seems like a very late time in the game to be doing that, but my hour's nearly up. I wanted to do this in an hour. I don't think it's going to happen. Not sure about that, but I'll leave it for now. Come back to it. Just want to do his little toenails down here. Little claws. And maybe I'll start bringing in the cushions. I want the cushions to sort of look like he's collapsing under his weight a little bit. I'm actually not really sure what I'm doing with those shapes of the cushions behind him. I just I'm not quite doing random shapes, but I'm just putting shapes in there that I think could work. And I think a lot of the time that's what you need to do to start. Oh, excuse me. I'm very big on sort of finding the shapes or finding the form, which is such a wanky, abstract thing to say, but it's the only way I can describe how I do it. Like, you find it as you're doing it, rather than, you know, deciding, oh, this is gonna sit here and that'll work because of X, Y, Z. You just sort of, I guess it's a great example of the whole sort of doing, you know, just the do it principle. Is that it? If you just start doing it, it's more beneficial. Okay, he's coming along, but he feels a bit I don't know, something's not right. Thought I was on the wrong layer again for a second. Right now, thought popped into my head that I want him to be more like that. So to do that, I'll actually just bring this lightness up this way a little bit. And maybe, crazy I know, but might even add a roll of fat in there, which will make sense in a minute. And maybe 2. Is he that? Maybe a little bit. That's too much, but I think it's cute. It's too intense, but that's the idea that I want to go with. Grab some of these darker, more subdued colors. And here I could even just darken that and lighten this bit. So it's like a third roll there, but it's not too much. Maybe a roll this way as well. Is that too much? Is he getting too rolly? I think it's cute. It gives him some personality or something. I probably just need to grab a middle color in here and just rough it up a little bit so that it looks like it's furry instead of looking like skin. Does that make sense? Because I was sort of shading that way, I just needed to cut it up so that it didn't look so smooth in that direction. Oops. Just trying to figure out what's going on with this arm. And I think it might be time to add some highlights and color light or something in there, which I think will be coming from maybe we'll go with the background and do a bluey color, and maybe it'll be coming from this way. I don't know, do I want that? Just want to see where the highlights would be if I did it from this direction. So that's a quick rendition of where they would be, coming from that, like behind him, because I always like doing it from behind. Or if they're coming from this way, the highlights would be like this more. Yeah, I think I like this because you could get into his nose a little bit and still get some of the tail. Maybe highlight some of the feet as well. Oh no, it doesn't look as nice, does it? No, I think I like the other way better. Alright, let's do it this way. I'm not even going to add a new layer. I'm just going with it. That's how crazy I am. I might, what I might actually do is get, oops. Get this crazy color, but get it slightly blended. So it's not too crazy from the get-go, but it's still there. And then I can add the craziness later. Like on his horn, I think it should be quite bright actually. Even, I might add some white to it later, just to make it really vibrant. The highlights are also a good chance to make it, make him furry, make him look furry. And be a bit messy at the same time. I'm actually gonna make the highlights a bit more unrealistic than they. Hi Jason, sorry, I just saw your message. I know the highlights wouldn't really go this way, but what the hell? Being creative is part of it. Hope your class went well. That's actually nice, that line there, because it sort of leads to his face. Yes, there could be as many light sources as I want in here. I'm just going to add some like closer to white in there so that it, because often the brightest part of where something hits will be near white, but it'll be the fall off as it goes from where it's brightest to where it's not bright that will identify the color to your eye, if that makes sense. So you go, oh, the light from that is blue, but actually where it's hitting is quite white. It's just yeah, I'm just talking crap now. Also helps to make things look like where they're strongest, where the light's strongest. If you have it blue off, or a whiter towards that section, it'll look like the light is coming from there. I think his tummy needs some more shading on it. The darkness needs to come off a bit around here. I think I want to stop for a bit. I don't know if I'll post this yet, but I think I need to be away from it. Generally an hour is probably good to work on something for me. Otherwise I just get over it and then I can't see if what I'm doing is good or not. I don't know, what do you think? Is he looking okay? We need a little bit of reflected light coming up here. No, I don't know. It needs a bit of something, I'm not sure. Anyway, I might finish it there. with my bear. But that's him for now. I think he's looking cute. I just I'm not sure about maybe the background or something. Anyway, well, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Liking my videos really helps, so that would be great. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.